Death Stranding, Hideo Kojima's cult classic IP, is just a stone's throw away from being connected with the sequel, which wasn't exactly common knowledge prior to the Game Awards. And despite Kojima's cryptic tweets and low-key announcements about the new games earlier last year, it wasn't until the trailer dropped that the dots began to connect with previous rumors. But as it turns out, Death Stranding 2 is a real thing and has certainly turned a few heads. It's not surprising that Kojima has kept many details about the sequel under wraps. Norman Reedus, who plays Sam Porter-Bridges, has been a little more, reckless with the secrets, and is also partly to blame for rumors about the sequel being in the works. But what else have we learned from the available information? Well, here's everything that we've got so far from DS2. Kojima Productions' Death Stranding 2 is upcoming third-person action-adventure game as a direct sequel to the multi-award-winning Chapter from 2019. Players will once again fill the heavy boots of the Sam Porter-Bridges, a career tasked with reconnecting America after its decline into the post-apocalyptic collapse. If the style remains mostly consistent with the first game, Death Stranding 2 will feature a lengthy campaign as well as the plethora of side quests and boss fights. This is all speculation at this point, but Kojima has started in the past that if a sequel is made, he will start from zero, implying that Death Stranding 2 will be a completely different experience. Will there still be death-defying romps through the dangerous canyons? It's obviously difficult to say, but we undoubtedly will be learning far more about this year.
I will hold you.
Death Stranding 2 will be a sequel, bringing Sam Porter-Bridges back into the action after his lengthy stint working for Bridges, delivering cargo and connecting Americans' not cities. The first Death Stranding game concluded with Sam vowing to abandon his previous responsibilities in order to live off the grid and raise his BB, or Luis. Another question is how Sam will be reintroduced into the network, which Kojima and the future announcements will undoubtedly answer. Death Stranding has earned a distinction of being one of the most contentious games ever created. Its gameplay primarily responsible for its split, with half of the population claiming it's almost mundanely repetitive, and the other half claiming it's innovative, intellectual, and possibly unlike anything else in the world. Whatever you may look at it, there's no denying that the countless awards is received for craving such a hit or miss style. Unfortunately, Kojima has not revealed any details about Death Stranding 2's gameplay. If it's anything like the first, we'll be seeing a whole lot of them meandering around the barren wastelands, delivering, managing, and juggling supplies while avoiding BTs and meals. Will it be action-packed, or perhaps a 40-hour slog of a game with old motions? Nobody really knows. In any case, I'm pretty excited to see how this will actually play out. It's ironic, because if Norman Reedus hasn't mentioned his sequel being in the active development during his May 2022's interview with Leo Edit, Hideo Kojima would have most likely have kept the whole thing under wraps until the Game Awards in December. However, Reedus revealed the sequel when discussing his involvement in the first game, claiming that he's just the start of work of the second one. In a mocking tone, Kojima tweets Reedus to go to his private room, a reference to the restroom from the first Death Stranding. The acquisition of motion capture footage for the first game, according to Reedus, took between 2 to 3 years. As a result, if we go by that, a sequel won't be finished until 2024 or so. It's unclear how long Kojima and Reedus have been working on Death Stranding 2, but based on the May interview, it appears to have been in the works for at least 6 months as of that point. At the time of recording, neither the Sony nor Kojima Productions have mentioned Death Stranding 2's release date. Given that the global announcement was around 6 months ago was made, it's difficult to imagine it's arriving before 2024. Even so, it's overly optimistic, as a general knowledge indicates that mocap alone can take several years to record and integrate. Take into account the actual storyboarding, programming, and everything else, and you could be looking at the 2025 release date. The good news is that the PlayStation 5 users will have the exclusive access to Death Stranding 2 at launch. The sequel, like the first, will eventually abandon console exclusivity in favor on PC as well. Xbox users, on the other hand, well, we can assume the same thing follows through and will not get any sort of support. So obviously, if you've been thinking about picking up a PlayStation 5, well, there's far more reasons to do so now. Do let me know what you think about Death Stranding 2. Are you excited, or at least are you interested more? Like and subscribe. See you guys all later, and have a wonderful day.